Hey guys, welcome back to Colson's Critters. I'm Colson Smith, and in today's video, we are going to be getting some new inverts for our 90-gallon saltwater aquarium. We're also going to be doing some other things today, like checking out my 20-gallon, doing a little water change and some maintenance on that as well. We're going to be heading to Top Shelf Aquatics. You will see that I'm wearing different clothes, and that's because I actually lost the original footage of my intro and where I show the 90-gallon. So I'm just refilming it now, but that does give me a chance to announce our giveaway, kinda. We hit 30K a lot faster than I thought I was going to, so thank you all to everybody who subscribed. We're already at like 30.3K, I think, at the time of me filming this. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so down below. We're gonna be doing a huge giveaway coming up soon. I am working out the details. I got some sponsors for it possibly, so it could be an even bigger giveaway than I expected. Make sure you guys stay tuned, just bear with me. It'll be in a week or so, hopefully. I'll announce it on here on YouTube and on my Instagram as well, so if you haven't followed my Instagram, you'll see the giveaway pop up on there as well. We're gonna give away definitely some fish tanks, definitely some clownfish, but we'll see what else we can add to this giveaway, so make sure you guys stay tuned. But let's go check out the 90-gallon. Okay, so here is the 90-gallon saltwater aquarium, which we are getting the inverts for. We did end up picking up 2 new fish in a previous video. So we got our orange shoulder tang as well as a spotted grouper. These guys are super cool. If you want to see the video where I got them, I'll leave the link right up on the screen. You can just tap that little icon and it'll take you to that video, or you can watch it after this video. Come back to this video if you want to watch it now and check out the rest of this video. But they're doing super well. Algae wise, the orange shoulder hasn't done too much, but our algae is pretty bad in this tank, so hopefully that's what our inverts are going to be good for today. So not only does this house our orange shoulder tang, our spotted grouper, it also has Harley, our harlequin tusk, our big eye squirrelfish, which you guys named in a previous video. We named it Sandy the squirrelfish, which is pretty fitting, like Sandy from Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob. I like that name, that's pretty good. So this is Sandy, our squirrelfish, and then our clownfish. I have to check again, see what the names were for the clownfish. I got a bunch of different names, so I gotta see which one was the top name. So, okay, I took a look at the comments, and the top name for our clownfish right here is Marlin. So Marlin ended up winning, which is the clownfish from Finding Nemo. I think it's pretty fitting. He's a pretty big clownfish. We do need to end up getting a Nemo as well. We need to get a smaller guy to pair up with our Marlin. Well, I guess it wouldn't be Nemo. It'd be, what was the mom's name for Nemo? I don't even remember. But we need to get our, well, this actually would be a female if I got one smaller. So Marlin would kind of mess up the name. But for now, it's Marlin. He's the only clownfish in the tank, so we got him. We have our big eye squirrel right here. Harley the harlequin tusk. Oh yeah, Sandy the squirrel. Orange shoulder and the spotted grouper don't have names just yet, like I said. So if you want, go back to the previous video when we got them and leave your suggestions down below. Orange shoulder is going to be more of a gray color. I don't know why he's so yellow right now. But our spotted grouper hasn't really come out, but I'll throw a video up on the screen for him. I saw some suggestions like Spike in there, like from Gremlins. There's a couple other suggestions that were pretty cool. So if you have some ideas, leave them down below and your name might be picked as being the name for our new fish. This also houses, I don't even know how I forgot this, Fred, our porcupine pufferfish. He's not out right now. He's hiding. He's waiting for food probably. He takes a little bit to wake up, but he is adorable and his name is Fred, and that's the reason we even have this tank to begin with. So this is a 90-gallon display with a 40-gallon breeder as the sump. We are wanting to upgrade this tank soon, so a little sneak peek. Possibly maybe a 200-gallon? Not too sure. If you guys have any suggestions what we should go with, leave them down below. We just got to figure out where I'm going to put it for starters. Secondly, how I'm going to pay for it. Most likely, I will end up getting a 200-gallon, I believe, and we'll put it in my sister's old room, which would become our Fred the Puffer tank room. But super excited. We got plans for that coming soon. Leave a like down below. Help me pay for this tank, please. Now, before we head to the fish store to get some inverts, let's go ahead and do an update on our 20-gallon, do a water change, and feed some corals. Good morning, Mr. Fred. He's coming out to say hello. Come on. Come here. Come say hi to the camera. Say hi to the viewers. They want to see you. Yeah, good morning. I think he just woke up. Look at how cute he is. Come on. So in the last video, he actually ended up biting me trying to get his food. He was that hungry. Ow! Ow! He just bit me. Little feisty guy. But Fred's come a long way. When we first got him, he was literally like that big. I don't think I have a picture. I might. I wasn't really doing YouTube as much when I first got him, so I didn't really film as much. He is just adorable. He's definitely gonna need a bigger tank soon because he's getting pretty big for this tank. Maybe he'll be fine here for a little longer, but we're definitely gonna want to get him something bigger because they do get over a foot long, actually, believe it or not. But we're gonna leave him alone, and let's go ahead and do the update on our 20 gallon. Okay, before we head to the fish store though, we do need to do a water change on the 20 gallon here. Here's how the tank's looking. Our gonnies haven't opened up in a little bit, which is a little concerning. So I'm just gonna do a water change just to see what happens, see if they can open it back up. We have a few of them that are opening, like the one up there usually is open. I think a fish just swam by, but that one and this one here. And then our new gonnie from Derek, huge shout out to him. If you guys haven't seen the video where I got that guy, be sure to check it out. I'll leave it up in the top corner. You can click that link. And this guy obviously in the front is opening up as well. Our jawfish up in the front here ended up building his hole out toward the front versus in the previous video when we got him, it was at the back over there. I think that might be also why the gonnie's over here kind of closing up, because he's spitting sand out. I'm hoping a water change will just kind of clear it up, and hopefully that he's not the reason, because if he is, then we're gonna have to get rid of him or see if we can get him to build a hole somewhere else. So first I'm gonna put you guys on a tripod. I'm gonna feed all of the corals first. That could also be another reason my nutrients are super low. So actually, you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna scrape the glass, we're gonna do a water change, and then we're gonna feed the corals. So let's go ahead and put you on a tripod and first scrape the glass. All right, I got you guys on the tripod, so we're gonna go ahead and scrape all the glass, and then I'm just gonna roll a montage of the water draining. So let's do it. So I'm actually gonna feed the corals now since the flow's already off and the water's kind of drained. It'll be a little easier to feed them. So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how I mix up my coral food. Well, this is kind of low, so I'm just gonna kneel down. But basically some of the products I like to use and kind of how I do it is I like to use Benepet's, the Benereef stuff. It's literally just like Reefroids. However, this stuff does not raise phosphate and nitrate, which kind of is opposite of what I want to do right now. So I'm gonna see if I have any Reefroids, because Reefroids are gonna raise my phosphate and nitrate. Usually though, like if you want to feed your corals all the time, it's a good opportunity to use this to be able to feed all the time and never really have to worry about raising your phosphates. This stuff here, love it. It's by Fauna Marine. Huge shout out to all these companies, by the way, or these two companies. They sent me these products, and I've been reviewing or just using them for the past couple of weeks, actually past couple of months, and I've been loving them. But the Fauna Marine LPS pellets, these are really nice for some of my chunkier corals, like the Cinerina coral. My Blastos love it, Acans love it. Even the Ophelia likes it, but it's kind of good for those more like meatier corals. Any LPS really. This is sinking pellets that I put in the mouth of them. And then last but not least, which this company did not send this to me, but this is a Red Sea Coral Nutrition. It's AB+. I use this or I use fuel. Same difference, to be honest. This stuff's just kind of cooler when you pour it in the tank. It's a little more concentrated, I believe, as well. You do have to refrigerate this one after using it, which is kind of a bummer, but what I like to do is kind of like my secret sauce, I guess you could say. I like to mix the Benereef, which is a dry paste, which you're supposed to mix with tank water. You can use Reefroids as well. You're supposed to mix it with tank water. However, instead of doing that, I like to mix it with the AB+. Really just kind of powers your corals, makes them super big. If you have pallies or zoas, it makes the zoas, the polyps, get really fat and healthy. My acans love it. Honestly, all the corals love it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to mix up some of this, or if I can find Reefroids, I'll do some Reefroids, and I'll mix up some of this with this, and then I'm going to do some LPS pellets into the mouths of our corals. So I'll show you guys. Let's get to it. So first things first, we're just going to put some Benereef in here. And I don't really have like a method to the madness, I guess. I kind of just randomly mix it. And then if I don't use all of it, I'll put it in my dad's tank. So next we need to add some AB+. I think this is a brand new bottle. Dad, if you're seeing this, shout out to you for letting me use this. I did not ask, but I'm sure he'll be okay with it. That going, and I'm not going to use all of this. I can also put it in the fridge, and it'll be good in the fridge for a while. But what I'll probably end up doing is putting most of it into my dad's tank, because my dad, if you guys are new, he has a 150 gallon reef tank, so It could definitely use some extra nutrients in there. Without further ado, close the lid, give it a little shake, mix all that Benereef with the AB+. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little pipette. Well, it's not little, it's pretty big. It's just one of these little turkey basters, and then we're gonna just collect some of this here. Honestly, we're gonna mix a little tank water in so I can dilute a little bit so I can actually feed each individual coral a little easier. There we go. Now we're cooking. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a little stir. Make sure it's all mixed. This stuff's really cool to watch because it's like neon green. I don't know if you guys can see that, but let's go ahead and just feed our corals. Pretty simple. I just kind of like to base it on each coral. The clam absolutely loves this stuff too. Everybody gets it, so just kind of feed it on every coral. We're gonna try to mainly spot feed our gonnies here, see if they'll start to open up more. Oh, looks like our jawfish is coming out to eat too. And then we'll go ahead and feed the fish as well after this. They will try to eat this, but they're not gonna really get much benefit from it. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just feed every coral. Now that we've spot fed every coral, we're gonna go ahead and let this sit and just kind of simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. Kind of let the corals just soak in the food before I turn the flow on and rip it out of their mouths, basically. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna feed the fish, let it sit for about 10 minutes, like I said, and then we'll pour the water, the fresh salt water that I just got, into the tank. We're back. It is time to add our fresh salt water into the tank. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't think I can ever do this without spilling, but I like to put my hand underneath the water. I hope you can hear me. I like to put my hand underneath the water so that way it doesn't kick up your sand or anything on the bottom. I kind of just catch the water and then it slowly puts it into the tank. Okay, now that the tank's filled back up, I'll get back to y'all in a couple of minutes once it's kind of cleared up, and then we'll go ahead and feed the fish at that point. I'm gonna wait for the tank to clear up before I feed the fish. Okay, it has been about an hour since we fed the tank. Everything's starting to open up again. The gonnies look like they're looking a little happier, which is always a good sign. I hope by tomorrow or later today they'll be good to go. So maybe I'll give you all an update later today or tomorrow and see how everything is looking. But now it's time to go ahead and feed the fish. You can see our cucumber there is opening up really nicely. But yeah, let's go ahead and feed the fish. I know they're hungry. Our pearly jaw keeps coming out, but let's switch over to a white light and then let's feed the fish. Now that we switched it over to the white light, I would like to say our emerald crabs have done a pretty good job on the bubble algae. It's pretty much gone. So, I mean, there's some spots here and there. But they're doing a really good job on it, so I'm super happy about that as a bubble algae is literally floating around the tank. I'm gonna have to get that out actually. 1 second. So if you're new to the channel, there are about 5, I think there's 5 fish in this tank. We got a yellow assessor, there is a pearly jawfish underneath the rock there, there's a circus goby somewhere in here, there's a chalk basslet, and there's a cryptic 6-line wrasse as well. There's the cryptic 6-line back there. Now that I mention it, I haven't seen the circus goby, not circus goby, the chalk basslet in a day or two, which is a little concerning. I hope he's okay. We're gonna feed and see if he comes out maybe. He could just be hiding in the rock somewhere. Let's go ahead and feed. I know the yellow assessor's alive, he's right there. I know the last, I saw him 2 days ago and he looked a little lethargic. He wasn't really eating, so I hope he didn't die, but you kind of never know. It'd be super weird if he did, but sometimes it just happens. There's our pearly jaw coming right out. Wow, look at that. That's such a pretty fish. There's our cryptic 6-line back there eating as well. Dude, that pearly jaw is so cool. Definitely one of the coolest fish I've gotten. Yellow assessor's looking really good. Cryptic 6-line's super chunky. Hopefully we'll see the circus goby come out. It's kind of rare. He definitely hides a lot. But I'm not seeing the chalk basslet, which is not a good sign. I do have a lot of Nasaria snails and crabs in here, so maybe they ate him if he were to die. So I'm not too worried about the, you know, the ammonia or anything in the water. If he died, that would really suck, because he's one of my favorite fish for sure. I'll definitely have to get another one, but sometimes in this hobby it kind of just happens. But he wasn't really eating at the end, so I don't know. I hope he comes out in a few minutes. there's the circus goby. He's coming out. So cool. Hopefully he'll like swim out. Try not to move too much. The chalk basset's actually or not chalk basset, the pearly jaw is actually very active, especially when feeding time comes around. Little fat guy. Well, yeah, there's the circus goby. You can kind of see him underneath that rock there. If he does come out of the shadows there into the light, you can see he has some nice blue rings on him, like on the end of his fins. I don't know if he'll come out. And then our yellow assessor's starting to get his like red coloration in. I can show up a picture of like what the fully adult will look like. We get like the striations in his face and stuff. He's starting to get those, which is super cool. Definitely one of the coolest fish in here. Definitely most active for sure. And usually the cryptic 6 line is pretty active, but he is afraid of the camera. Every time I get the camera out, he just darts back into this corner, kind of behind this rock right here. Okay, we made it to Top Shelf Aquatics. We're about to head inside. Man, my car is nasty. We need a car wash. Anyway, let's head inside. We're gonna be getting some inverts today, so I'll see you there. Okay, we made it into the store. Now, one of our pumps is making a really loud noise. You can probably hear it. So I just need y'all to bear with me with this video because that is really annoying. Jared's here. You gonna help us?
Let's do it.
So we're gonna get some inverts today.
Okay.
For the 90 gallon.
All right.
You wanna be our cameraman?
Sure.
Here. Sure.
Okay. Sure.
So I was thinking about getting some, oh yo, when did we get him?
Today.
That's sick. That'd be pretty cool. Nah, he's too big. He's too big. Too big for the 90. I would get a lionfish one day though. That'd be cool.
Maybe when you're older.
So I was thinking about getting some maybe Mexican turbos or zebra turbos. We have a ton of them right now. And they'll help out with the algae in the 90, and Fred will have a harder time eating them.
Right.
I hope. So we'll probably pick up like maybe, I don't know, 10 or 12 of those guys.
Each?
10 or 12 in total.
Oh, one of them.
Like, maybe it's like a mix of both.
A plethora.
Like 5 and 5, I don't know. Other than that, whatever else I put in here, unless it's like an urchin, he's gonna eat it. And even the snails, he might eat those too. But I think if I get like 10 of them, just kind of power feed Fred, he might. Power bottom? Might stay away, I don't know. So, I don't think we have any urchins right now either. So I guess we're just gonna get some snails. Okay.
Crazy B-roll.
So yesterday I kind of picked out a couple of them that I liked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there was 10. Here we go, 10. Mixing size variations. Let them get take care of our algae problems.
Yeah.
I would do some not bubble algae. I would do some emerald crabs because we have bubble algae, but Fred will definitely devour an emerald crab.
Right work.
It wouldn't even last like a second.
That'd be an appetizer for Fred.
So maybe we'll do a fox face.
That'd be good.
We don't have any right now, but we only have magnificent, so I'd rather get a yellow one.
There's little ones, that's it.
Yeah, but he'll probably eat that too, so.
Fred will shred.
Fred will shred. Dude, I should make a shirt where it just says Fred will shred.
It's just a bunch of fish carcass.
That'd be pretty cool.
Fish bones.
Like a pile of fish bones with Fred like smiling on top. That'd actually be pretty sick. Would you guys like that?
Leave a comment below if you want Fred will shred shirts.
Yeah, so there's a hole in our bag now. So we're gonna look at this.
Nice.
There's a couple holes. Yeah, I'm gonna bag these guys up. Hopefully they'll take care of some of the algae issues, but as you guys saw, we did do a water change before getting these guys. So actually, I did a water change in the previous video. So if you saw the previous video, you saw that I did a water change. But the tank actually doesn't look too bad now. Before, it was really bad. Like, I'm talking real
bad. It was full.
It was rough.
It looked like GSP on
When I did a water change, I was literally pulling out, like, probably bubble algae, like, the size of these.
Speaking of, look at these sponges.
Like, I'm not even joking, the bubble algae chunks were like that big. They were massive chunks of bubble algae. So we got all that out. Man, that pump is so annoying. I'm sorry, guys. We won't film much here, so I'll get out of here. But yeah, back these up and I'll catch y'all at the house. Okay, now that we made it home, it's time to acclimate our snails. So I'm gonna acclimate them down in the bottom. We're gonna let them sit in this water for about 15 minutes, let the temperature get the same, and then we'll pop them in the main display here. Maybe I'll put 1 or 2 down in the bottom, but for the most part, they're all gonna go up top. Okay, they've been acclimating for a while now, so it's time to add our snails. I want them to be able to flip themselves over, so I'm probably just gonna end up placing them on here, because otherwise, they won't stand a chance against Fred. So I'll place most of them up here. And then I'll probably drop the big ones down and hope they land upright, I guess. Well, I'm gonna have to flip that one over with some tweezers. That one too. This little guy. And that one. Okay, well I'm gonna flip these guys over and then I'll catch y'all in a little bit once they're used to the tank and eating all this algae. Okay, now that we have our inverts in there, they'll hopefully take care of that algae we have. I'll update you guys in a couple of weeks in a future video and see how well of a job they did. But yeah, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe if you're new here. Till next time, peace.